Hey, so here's another one on a tool that's good for remote working. And this one's a little bit unusual because it's another utility. It's called Tripmode. Um, and basically it blocks internet traffic for certain apps. Now, this is really useful for remote working for two reasons. One of them is that if you're working in a coffee shop and there's loads of other people working on coffee shop Wi-Fi, it can kind of slow down to a crawl. So by blocking some traffic, that will help. The other thing is that working at home, if you're doing a bunch of work that is, I don't know, you've got Slack open and there's traffic going over that, you've got some videos running, but you're also on a video call. So you're streaming audio and video. Because you're working at home, that can put a real strain on your broadband. And I think, I have fairly good broadband because I work remotely a lot. But if you're very, I don't know, if you're working remotely because of coronavirus right now, you might not have broadband that's necessarily used to having video streaming happening all the time. So in that case, it can be super useful to block some of the other things on your laptop which would normally use internet. And that's exactly what Tripmode does. So it costs £7, which is not too bad really. And essentially, it just gives you this menu where you can choose to turn internet traffic on or off for certain things. So I have like a preset setting in here where I can turn it off for all of my syncing stuff. So like Dropbox and Google Drive and a few other apps that I know sync data up and down. And when I'm out or when the internet's getting a bit shaky, I can just switch to that profile, and it will block that kind of traffic, which is a very quick way of like winding up the speed of my video conference. I just switch to that profile. I also have another one which literally only lets one or two apps use the internet, like my browser and nothing else really, and that's pretty useful for if I'm at a coffee shop. This is also super useful if you want a kind of easy way to block distractions. If you need to go and write, just turn off all the internet so that nothing on your laptop can speak to the internet, and and then hopefully be less distracted. But anyway, it's super good for if you work in coffee shops or if constant video conferencing is putting a strain on your home internet.